Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will be continuing my what if Asta was the son of Fana and Igneel. So last where we left off, Asta had been subdued by the elf spell, his elf part of his soul and his dragon soul, so he was kinda under control by the Fana still, as they attacked the capital. As they tried as the humans tried to reach Asta, but they couldn't, and as Yunus also took over him, Aesir and the others knocked down Juno, and the elf soul was about to leave them, but Asta felt it and told the Faun about it, so they managed to reattach it to Juno's body, and then use a spell so Juno came off that combined eagle thing that they used to get to the capital again. As now we will begin again with the attack. As now, as we know, the Wizard King had already been killed by Licht slash Patri, as he actually is. As now the real Licht would be awakened. As now the magic stones would have been gathered by Sekre and Finral, as they attached them to the first Wizard King statue. As now he began to turn into a human. The stone that cracked as the first Wizard King would reappear. Asta would quickly swim to the capital to stop the attack, because it was all just a mistake about it. It was the devil's spell that made them do this. And even though the devil had been killed, the spell was still in work. As Lumiere and Sekre took Finral with them when they flew with their free clover spear to light spear to the capital. As they then dropped off Finral, as then they began to go to Licht. As Sekre unsealed his soul. As now it all began to. As he began to tell the elves that stop attacking the capital, it's all a mistake. It was just a spell that controlled us. As they would start to listen, but some of them was full of anger and hatred. As Fana, Vero and Raya and Asta wouldn't listen. It wouldn't reach them. As Juno was still asleep, with his elf soul awake, Juno's body was asleep. Now the elf soul had also been reattached. As they all began to realize, and they tried, and Patri slash fake Licht started to half realize what he was doing and that it was wrong, but it didn't stop because he felt such an immense hatred still. As the real Licht and Lumiere would have to knock some sense into them. As they began with Patri, they knocked him out and banged some sense in him. Or first they had a battle with Patri, as they managed to knock him out. As now Raya and Vero would realize this. But Fana would still be consumed by hatred that the humans had raised her son, as they would still attack the capital with the flame spirit rampaging. As now Lumiere and Lich was ready to kill Asta, but Sekre said, "Please don't kill him." As Lumiere would look at her and say, "Why?" Sekre would say, I think I'm in love with him. As Lumiere would say, "Huh? You in love? That's something new, you're always so cold." As they would realize that they have to knock him out because he's the last dragon. They realized that they had to take care of him. and she didn't want to kill the flame spirit. As now all the remaining humans and the elves that have been knocked some sense into the team up to knock some sense into Asta and Fana. So now Fana would have been knocked out first, as now they try to attack Asta, but since Asta wasn't under the spell of Fana anymore, but his elf soul was still there and took over. He was completely rampaging, just shooting flames everywhere with his flame spirit too, as they didn't know what to do. As now Aesir and Sekre, Noel and Yuna have awoken now, but his human soul was the one to have control now. As they would try as they would form a barrier, as everyone would protect them while they was going to Asta with and I forgot which one I said, so I will say it now. Aesir, Sekre, and Juno and Noel would go against Asta now, as they would march against him, but people protected them from their rampaging fire. So when they reached him, he tried to kill him, but his flames was still too harsh now, as he saw them and he was just rampaging even more. As then Sekre would just make a seal protection of herself, because she thought that if anyone could do it, it was her. Because she realized that Asta didn't have love feelings for anyone, but she realized that he has some sort of feelings against her, so she thought that she was the only one to might do something. She would go to him. Asta said, "What are you doing, Nero?" As they would really said it was Nero. "Nero, what are you doing?" She said, "If I die, nothing can save him." She would go and hug him and say, "Asta, please, stop it." So he would still be raging flames, but then he saw Nero and would start to doubt what he was doing, and the flames started to cool down a little bit. It was still raging sometimes. Then she would just take him in a hug, and then she would just kiss him in the mouth. As Asta would realize his rampaging would stop completely, and flame spirit too. As that no be like blush real red, and the matter what in her mind said, what are you doing? What the hell is Noel's mom? Oh yeah, what was her name again? Aesir. That was it. She realized that Noel had actually feelings for Asta, and she just looked at Noel and said, "Noel, Asta never had feelings for you. He saw you as a sister, not a lover, but somehow I think he knew that Nero was a human, and they actually talked sometimes, and that they actually fell in love. But they didn't know if the others had their feelings, but now they know." As Asta would respond to the kiss and just hug her and kiss her. As now they would stop kissing, and then Asta would just pass out. She would just fall down from the flame spirit. No one could grab her, and she just fell down like 100 meters right to the ground. But right when he was about to fall down to the ground completely, it realized a young boy that catched him in a time in something like a blue orb. As they also a kid that looked a lot like Julius, but a young kid, and he had long hair instead of Julius short, and he had the same clothes too. I realized that it actually was the Wizard King. And now, as Asta would be passed out for a long while, as they all realized that after this no one would forgive Asta for what they did. As it would be like, let's say, 2 years. It would be like a month, and this Asta was still passed out. I still began to be worried if he was alright. As healing witches came to look at him and said that it's weird. We don't just any injuries. We have healed all these injuries, but it seems that he doesn't want to wake up yet. I still said, oh, why? And then Sekiro would just walk in and say, it's probably because he knows what he did. He don't want to wake up to face the consequences. Let me speak to him. Because she thought that she might be able to do something. As now, should I speak to him? Asta? Asta? Nothing happened, she said. Alright, I'll leave you alone for now. As Asta would have a dream about this. Everything that he heard was like a dream for him. For an entire month he had slept now. As soon another month would have passed and he was still asleep. Everyone would come and talk to him every day to try to wake him up. Nothing worked. Now, a third month had passed. He was still asleep. Still started to see also that for each day he would grow more scales on him. And he thought that, what is happening to him? So now when everyone would still talk to him each day. Now the fourth month had passed. He would just start to roll in the bed and like started to move all in. And I thought that when he's gonna wake up. The fifth month had passed. He was still asleep. They wondered, what is wrong with him? So now the sixth month had passed. So now we have come to the arc for like the devil's attack arc, I think. But yeah, that won't happen actually. Still, it will be after Asta wake up. So now seventh, as they all talk to him, and they all begin to be worried because he had been in a coma. He just started to move a little, but now during the last week of the 6th month, he stopped moving completely. They didn't feel any pulse or anything, so they thought he might be dead. But his grimoire was still there, and the flame spirit too. As the flame spirit wouldn't leave Asta's side, it would just always be there. As they now moved out the bed, so the flame spirit would be near, and the flame spirit would actually surround Asta completely. So I do think for that maybe the flame spirit will be able to do something. As they asked the flame spirit to do something, she just looked at them and said, I will try. As they tried to speak to Asta, it would speak to him for a month. A whole month would speak to him. As now Asta would just move his mouth a little and just like it would sound like that. So I would say, hey, what? Flamesworth would continue talking to him. Now it was in the 8th month. Now they began to be really worried because they didn't know if he would survive this when he woke up. So now, whenever the capital would be fixed and so, and no one knew that what Asta did, actually, because everyone would have forgotten or have their memory sealed, so Asta actually could live there, because Asta was the most powerful Magic Knight they ever had. So no one would want to lose, the Magic Knights didn't want to lose him, so they volunteered to get their memories erased about what Asta did, and the citizens didn't knew that Asta did this. So the only ones to remember this was the ones that, like, the key importance, some of the important elves, and the Wizard King, and some of the Black Bulls, and Aesir. So now, 9 months have passed. Now they started to try to force him to wake up by magic, but it didn't work. Somehow the swords come out of his grimoire and protected him from the magic. And for that, what? What are the swords? They can negate magic? As now the swords began to protect him by something like black flame surrounded Asta and protected him. Now 10 months had passed, the black flames would start to completely envelop him and the flame spirit now, as they should protect them. 11 months had passed. The anti-magic flame... No, as 11 months had passed, nothing happened. And now 11 months and 1 week has passed, as they saw that the anti-magic flame would start to disappear from the flame spirit. And now 11 months and 2 weeks have passed. It would begin to disappear more. 11 months and 3 weeks have passed. As now they would hear someone say, started to thought that maybe now he will wake up. Now 1 year has passed. The anti-magic flames would have gone, would have left Asta completely now. Now 31 year and 1 month have passed. Asta would wake up, but they didn't know it yet because Asta wouldn't open his eyes. But he started to feel his mana just pulsing out now. He thought that he must be awake now. But he still couldn't do anything because he was kind of like cursed by everything he did, and what he regretted so much that so he couldn't move more than just his mouth a little bit. Yes, it would take each day for months to gain more control. As after 2 months now, so it's 1 year and 3 months, Asta would completely move his mouth and move his arms and all that, but he was still laying down. And after 5 months now, he could barely open his eyes so that if the eyes flickered time to time. So now 6 months have passed. Asta could sit up, but he couldn't do anything. Like, they didn't know what to do. 1 year and 7 months have passed. Asta could open his eyes and was fully awake. Instead, they all was happy asleep, but they didn't know what to do because it was so long since Asta was awake. As Asta would be awake and said, I had such a weird dream. As he would tell everyone about this dream, and they said that they thought it was best not to tell him that it was just a dream and not tell him the truth that it actually wasn't, because he dreamed all about the elves attacking on the capital and all that. But he knew that the dream started after he was captured by the Eye of the Midnight Sun. But he remembered that he talked to his mother Fana. She and Aesir would be there, and they would just hug him. Alright, Aesir wouldn't, because she realized that Fana was the one most worried, because it was his real mom. She would hug him and say, my son, you're finally awake. And I said, who are you? As then his memories would begin to return and said, Mom? So they just hug her back. And now they would all be happy. Then Asta saw Sekiri when he started walking. Then Sekiri would see him first. So Asta would see her and start getting red as he remembered the kiss. Then he just walked up to her and pointed a little bit on her shoulder. She turned around and then he just took her in his grasp and just kissed her again. And she would turn bright red as Noel and Mimosa and all those that had love feelings for Asta would just turn bright red in awe of Sekiri. And she would return the favor by kissing him. So she would be clapping and saying, as when Nessa would sit and said, what's going on there? And she always stuck when there had some sort of love thing. As now, they would all celebrate Asta finally waking up, as the Whiskey would know that too. Asta came to do the trial against Asta. But Asta said that, oh God, why is there a trial against me? As then I would start to remember that dream he had, it wasn't just a dream. That actually happened. As I began to scream in agony and pain as I realized that, as his real memory started to return. Because they had managed to make it look like a dream, but some of his memories couldn't be sealed away. As he began to scream in agony, as I said, and then he just fell down in pain. He said, no, 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 couldn't have, no, no, I didn't. So he screamed in agony, and then we just pass out of exhaustion because all those memories returned. No, he would wake up like a week later. Now Sekrai would actually be sleeping beside him because she was worried about him. And she passed out as well because of exhaustion. Like, she was always so worried about Asta that he wouldn't wake up. And then he just did, and just kissed her, the first thing he did when she saw him again. And then he just passed out as he remembered everything. Then she passed out because of, oh no, he just woke up because when then he just fell back asleep. She passed out again, and while hugging him first, I said, Asta, wake up. As Asta would just wake up now because Sekar had woken up a day earlier than Asta had, and was hugging him all the time. Let's see what it is. Let's see. Sekar hugged him and said, what? I have done so much. What have I done? As I began to cry. I said, what have I done? As the wizard king and all that would hear that Asta cried, as they heard that what he said, what have I done? What have I done? I betrayed my kingdom. As the elf would began to look in there, a Sekar would hug and say, you did what you could, honey. Honey, you did what you could, honey. As everyone would be relieved that Asta wasn't dead, that he was still alive. As now, they began to wonder, like, what should he do now? If Asta remembers, he realized that he would thought that he can't be here anymore. He's a traitor, which in fact he kinda is, but still not, because he was controlled under a spell by the devil. As Asta and Fana would just hear a voice. No, and yes, okay, in this what if Lumiere would still be alive as well? He wouldn't die by the stomach depletion. As little Rosabe appeared, all the elves would still be alive. But the elves that was in the human souls, the bodies was restored by a really extremely advanced healing magic. As they all would kinda was about to leave to the Heart Kingdom, to that Elysia place. As now they would just go there. As they would wait for Asta because they didn't know if he would come with them or not. And they wanted to see that sound, the last dragon first. As Asta, Sekrai, Lumiere, and Fana, and even the real Lich would hear a voice and said, You did what you had to do. You were controlled by a spell, my son. As the Outreader said, what? His son, wait, who is that voice? As I said, wait, you're that voice Ernie that told me to eat the flame. So he said, yes, Asta, I have that voice, but I'm not just that voice. As Father would cry, I said, it can't be, It's, it's, it's you. So the voice was said, yes, it's me, honey, it's me. She would begin to cry, and Asta would begin to cry because he remembered that voice now. As remembered the silhouette of a dragon. It's now that it would be revealed that Asta, that Igneel wasn't just the Fire Dragon King. He was the Fire Dragon King at first, but then he became the true Fire Spirit after his death. As the other Flame Spirit users wouldn't have been able to get his complete form, but since Igneel's soul resided in Asta, it could return to his Flame Spirit form and would become a dragon now. As the dragon would say, son. As they realized that, wait, that's Igneel? As they were all asleep, realized what type of magic this was. She would explain to everyone that this was a spell that only Igneel knew. As after his death, his body would become the Flame Spirit, and his soul would travel into his child, as it then transferred to his grimoire when he got one, and hence why he got Fire Dragon magic. Still would be happy for Asta that he got to meet his father, but still be wondering what. Still didn't know what to say exactly. Still thought that, so if this is Asta's father, then that means. Wait a minute. Still began to think that Asta is the son of an elf. The elf was extinct 500 years ago, as they were massacred by the humans. The last dragon was reported dead 500 years ago, so they would all begin to say, wait, Asta is 500 years old? As Fana, Sekri and Lumiere would, and Lichun started to laugh and said, yes, but we all kinda are. And so everyone began to say, what? Sekri began to explain that after she used that extreme forbidden spell of sealing magic, she was sealed away in that bird form. Because of that forbidden spell she used, as she also had sealed away Lumiere in that statue. Still began to say, wait, so, and Licht's soul and body was trapped. Licht's complete memories was trapped in his body for 500 years until after Midnight Sun returned. And all that, as they would explain everything, they said, oh, what? As they would say that Asta is one of the oldest people here, and that the Flame Spirit is Asta's father. From the beginning, said, wait, so Asta is kind of like a spirit himself, as they said, no, he was born before he became the Flame Spirit. Still would be surprised, kind of surprised and all that. So now the question will be good beyond, but what will happen now with Asta? As Yuna would come to visit him now, after he was away training. So now, let's say that Yuna's wind spirit would have been to its complete form. And I will get a photo later of how it would see, but let's just, no, I don't need to show a photo, because if you have seen Seven Deadly Sins, and you know, let's just say that the fall version looked like, you know, remember those wings that, I don't remember if Belle have wings, let me see here. No, she doesn't have wings. So she still have that dress she has now, but she will look like Elaine from Seven Deadly Sins. She wouldn't be that size, but she would look like it. Asta said, wait, I remember you. As the wind spirits would say, also the wind spirits members would also start to come and said, "Wait, you're?" Shahagachara said, "Cousin." Still began to say, "What? Asta is the cousin of the wind spirit too?" Still began to say, "Wait, this is over. Asta is..." Right, so Lick would explain everything because his memories now started to return and said, "Yes, the spirits was from the beginning a dragon and an elf. As for the other spirits, it's a giant woman is the war spirit. And for the earth spirit, we don't know. It haven't been seen yet. It have only chosen one person." I will say, "The war spirit is a giant woman." I said, "Yes, but it only serves the queen of the heart kingdom." Still also, wait, so it's kind of like a whip exclusive spirit. Still, he would laugh and say, "I guess you kind of could say so, Asta, but still be worried about what will Asta do now." Asta began to look at Asta and said that, "It's up to you, Asta." Asta began to think and said that, "I really want to become the Wizard King, but after what I did, I don't deserve that title. I don't deserve it." I said, "What do you mean, Asta? You can still stay here," said the Wizard King. But Asta said, "Wherever you say, you may can forgive me, but I can't forgive myself." Asta would understand. Asta would say, "What will you do, Asta?" Asta would say, Asta would take a deep breath and sigh and then said, "I will go with the elves." Asta would be surprised and said, "But why?" Asta said, "It's the only one people that I have close to call family now, as I have betrayed my family in the Clover Kingdom." Everyone would be surprised. Everyone would be surprised they didn't know what to say. As Aesir would said, cry and said, "You didn't betray me, Asta. But the choice is yours, wherever you do. Just remember that you can always come and visit." Asta said, "No, I can't. I can't forgive myself. I can never do that, so I can never come back. But you can come and visit me wherever we are. I don't know where we will be going." As Lich and Fana would tell him, through mind, and said, "Well, so we will be going there." As Lumia, as Aesir said, What? You did, right now you said that you didn't know what we will be going. Then you said you knew." So I would explain that Lich and Fana told me through the minds. She would said, "Why did I say it loud?" Because they would said tell Asta in their heads, because they wanted me to explain. We will be going to the Heart Kingdom in a strong magic ring called Elysia. And Lichtin knew that his descendants was there. But Sekre knew. She had told Licht about it, and he said that. So we will be going there now then. As Asta would just look at Sekre and said, "And what will you be doing?" Sekre said, I will go with you. Wherever you go, I will go." Asta said, "That's understandable, honey." She would just hug again. But now Asta realized something. Wait a minute. As Lumiere would walk into the room, and Asta hadn't met him yet, and so wait a minute. You're the statue. As Asta would freak out to say, "A living statue! Oh shit, a living statue, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me." Lumiere likt säkert. Hon laughed at Asta's stupidity. Asta said, wait a minute. You're not a statue. Wait. So we look at Sekar and say, "That's the first. That is the statue." Chip said, Asta would be really confused and said, "But what? This would get that stupid look. I was like, wait, what? It said like, wait, Sacre. So to say, call her Nero. Is it Nero? Wait a minute. I remember now. I remember some vague memories of you and Lumiere. So wait, Lumiere. Wait a minute. You are the first Swiss again, really? Said as yes, as Lumiere would explain what happened and not he was sailed away. There. Mr. Rosales that say, wait. Okay, it all makes more sense now, but I'm still confused. As Asta would still be kinda stupid, as in the canon, but not as stupid. Silberon would laugh and say, laugh at Asta's stupidity and say, it's nothing to laugh about, that my stupidity. Still would laugh more now that they realized that Asta admitted that he was stupid. So now went at first before they left. Or actually they would leave to the Heart Kingdom now. Aesir, Noel, and you know all those. Oh yeah, and you know, wonder what you would be doing. She realized that he would stay in the Clover Kingdom, but he would live at the border of the Heart and Clover Kingdom, so he could also go to Asta or go to the capital. So now they began to, all the elves and Asta and Fana and Licht and as they asked what Lumiere would do before they went. Stumber said, well, since I'm not technically the Wizard King anymore, or I was just honored by the title, after I defeated, so blah blah blah, and all that, they will explain who the real the demon skull was and all that. The whole began to realize that, wait a minute. So, Licht was that demon, blah blah blah, they will be explained on what everyone will be surprised, but then Lumiere said, back to the subject, where will I go? Well, I think I'm gonna go with the elves and live there. Maybe find some cute elf to get married with, as everyone said. So Leo said, you doesn't act normal, Lumiere. As Lumiere said, actually I do. I just have hired a side. as Secretary said, no, you haven't hid it, I sealed it away, but it seems that it will work now that you're unsealed. Several say, what? And Secretary would explain everything, why she sealed it away and all that. Now the elves would be moving to the Heart Kingdom and the Elysia there. So now some humans would actually accompany them. It would be Yami, Merliona, Fgolian, it would be Yami, Merliona, Aesir, Noel, Juno, Vanessa, technically all the Black Bolts except for Sora. Oh yeah, Grey and Gosh would actually be the couple now. As well as, let's say, yeah, Captain William Vengeance, as he shared body with Pottery. As Potter's real body would appear, as a copy of Potter's body would appear as they made some magic arrangement, so Potter's soul would transfer to that body. So Captain Vengeance would return. So now Captain Vengeance would go with them because he wanted to see if Potter, because Potter was a friend to him. as yeah, I think that is everyone really had a close relationship with Asta. Yeah, let's say that, and as they all began their march towards the Heart Kingdom, as the Heart Kingdom automatically let them in because the Heart. Oh yeah, no, the Wizard King was also following them, as Lumiere came with them as well, as I explained. As everyone would go there, as the Queen of the Heart King would realize that it was the elves they were marching to Elysia, marching, they were traveling to Elysia now to settle down for good in the Heart Kingdom, where they originally came from, or the first site of the elves was from in the Elysia. Storm will be allowed us when they came there. They would settle down for a week, and 2 weeks, a month, and then a marriage would be arranged between Asta and Sekre. As it would kind of be a marriage, it would be a ceremony. It would be more like a ceremony, as they will get married that day. Yeah, let's say that they will get married. It's no secret would have some other clothes than that dress. She would actually have the same clothes as she had in canon when she sealed away the devil and the Wizard King, the first Wizard King. They would just hug each other, kiss each other now. Someone would celebrate. Their face would is as Igneel would say out loud with a mouth and roaring said, "I will have grandkids soon." As both Austin and Sekor would be blushing real hard. So, "What the fuck, Dad? What the heck did you say?" He would just laugh and said, "Just because I'm a dragon, I return so I can finally mess with my son. I want that." As Fana was like, What? You returned just so you can mess with your son?" So I said, "No, honey, but it's a part of why." Everyone would laugh at this. As would still get pissed. Like, "What the hell, Dad? Why? What the hell?" So left. As he just said, "I can mess with my son now, yay!" Everyone would be, also would be really pissed at him. So, "I gotta make you pay for that, Dad. You gotta pay for that." For saying that. So everyone's like, "Pay? What do you mean pay?" So, yeah. Let's just say that, yes, everyone would return now. The humans that wouldn't stay with us and them would return now. As Acer would take 2 months before she left back. No, a week before she left to settle down there a little bit to be with Asta and hang out a little more. As they would leave now. Everyone will leave. As now, everyone would be alone there. As, let's say that. No, I think I will be ending this video now. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this what if, and if you did, please subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind if you don't want to be subscribed anymore, and like and click that bell also, please.